We begin this practice in child's pose as we lift our chest, slowly tucking our toes, making our way to a downward facing dog. We breathe here. We take the right hand across to the opposite ankle or calf, and we press into the earth with our feet and our left hand and twist, breathe, release. When we're ready, we take the left hand to the right calf. We twist, we breathe, we lengthen, we grow. As we inhale deeply and exhale, slowly releasing back to a comfortable downward facing dog. When we're ready, we lift the right leg, bending it back, waving that leg to the right and bending it back to the left, to the right, and then extending it up, slowly bringing the knee, tucking the head toward the right knee, bowing and extending the right leg up, and slowly bringing the right knee to the right elbow and extending it up, and slowly crossing it over to the opposite elbow and lengthening the right leg to the sky. Slowly we bring it through and lengthen up through Anjaneyasana once again. Warrior 2 arms, reversing if you like, and starting to make circles through the extended arm, building that mobility through the body. Moving, circling, releasing down, modified side angle stretch. If you like, take a bind here, gaze up over that bound arm, releasing, hands down to the mat. Lifting up in slow motion, let the toes touch, lengthening the chest, releasing the head down. Slowly lifting, allowing the head to move downwards and releasing the chest. Inhale, lifting the hands all the way to the sky and bringing the hands to the heart center. Lengthening, breathing, exhale, swan diving down, head drops down, lifting the chest, stepping back, moving through knees, chest, chin, extending through to locust pose, releasing, cobra pose, lengthening the chest up, releasing down to the earth, extending through locust. Exhale, release, lifting up through cobra and sitting back in a child's pose. We lift up, we tuck into downward facing dog, extending to the opposite leg and waving that leg to the left and bending it back to the right and flexing to the left and to the right. Lengthening up, slowly moving that leg, lifting up through Anjaneyasana. And when we're ready, extending that front leg through a modified warrior, lifting back, making those beautiful arm circles if you like, otherwise stay in stillness here. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the hands to your modified side angle, gazing up, hand is shooting to the front. Exhale, release. Maybe you can stay up, or if you like, take a bind, lifting over that shoulder, gazing up, releasing the hands down, and when you're ready, lifting up through slow motion on the opposite leg. Let those toes touch and release the head down, lifting the head, offering the heart, releasing to the earth. As you move through this sequence, building mobility, lengthening up through a mountain pose, maybe take a back bend here, or stay lifted and exhale the hands through the heart, lengthening up. Hands swan dive down, body follows, dropping the head, lengthening the chest, stepping back to the knees, chest, chin, lengthening through locust pose, lifting the legs, exhale, release the hands, another cobra pose, lifting the chest, offering the heart forward, releasing the chin to the earth, locust pose, and breathing. Maybe we start to move and pretend that we're swimming, building the spine, the legs, the whole body as we extend here and lift up. Exhale, releasing to an extended cobra. Exhale, release down. Sometimes we like to pretend that we're swimming in our yoga class. So we start to move through this. You don't have to move through this quickly. You can move through this, feeling the side of the body, extending through a half bow, breathing, and then you start to swim again. This works the side of the body, the arms, the legs, every part really. And then when you're ready, catch the opposite leg, moving through half bow. Releasing into a child's pose once again, and starting to move through that child's pose, awakening the hips, feeling the hips and thighs, feeling the lower spine release. We walk the hands back towards the body. Take the hands behind you, lifting up, bring one hand in front. So here you can actually have fun. You can do what I'm doing, lifting one hand, bringing the hands back over, or whatever movement feels good where you're lifting up through the hands. We get to play in our yoga practice here. And then moving to the left and to the right, right and left. Maybe if you like, lifting off of the hips. And just having a playful attitude in the practice. Becoming like a kid again. And then getting back to moving through to wild thing. If this isn't working for you, you can keep the right leg extended upwards, or continue lifting the chest through your wild thing, moving through to fallen triangle. Grounding and lengthening. We extend further and find our way back into a moving downward facing dog. Right away, we're lifting the left leg, slowly moving over into a wild thing, feeling like a rock star here, opening the heart to the sky, feeling the sun shining on our face, and slowly moving through, extending to a fallen triangle, lifting up and breathing. We pause here. We bring our hands down, we find our way back into a moving downward facing dog. We open our legs wider than the mat, and we start to undulate the spine here like a cat and cow, drawing the chest to the earth for just a couple breaths before we extend one hand up and leave the other down in the center, moving to the opposite side, grounding, extending simultaneously. We release our hands. We get through a bit of a mini moving skandasana here. If you like, you can release the hands and kind of get lost in the arm flow, whichever movements feel good that get you to the top and to the bottom, moving through space and through time here. We extend up once more. We pause. We have a bit of a mix of moving and pausing, but at each time we're always breathing. We find our way back on our mat into a downward facing dog. And we step up to the top of the mat, releasing the head down. Lengthening up, we release down. Inhaling the hands through mountain pose, we lift up. If you want to take a back bend, you can, or we Just simply move through once again, moving to the right. Drop the bottom hand, give yourself a nice hug and lift all the way up. To the left, dropping the bottom hand and giving yourself a nice hug again. This movement can get deeper, so we're moving through this modified variated chair pose before moving into our chair pose, sinking the hips, drawing the hands, bowing forward. We step back, this time into a high plank, pressing our hands, lifting our gut, slowly moving through into upward facing dog. We exhale into our downward facing dog and breathe. Undulating through the spine once more, this cat and cow action in downward facing dog. Slowly stepping through to the top of the mat, we lift our chest. We exhale, we release. Lengthening through. And then when we're ready, slowly lifting the right leg to the right, grounding the left hand, taking it back and lifting it up. You can also have your hand on a block if you need. Just making the movement creative and flowing through. We lift the chest and release once more. Undulating through and breathing. And when we're ready, we place the opposite hand on the mat and extend the left leg over to the left. We pause here. If you have to lift and lower a few times, it's also fine. And we release it down. If you like, take that leg behind you, extend it up, moving through, lengthening up, feeling good, extending and moving. And then slowly releasing down, dropping the head to the earth. Moving the hips around from side to side, maybe making circles in the opposite direction. As a counter pose from what you just did, we lift up through our chair pose. Getting creative here, moving the hands in a circle, sitting in the hips and lifting up. We bring our hands into chair pose and start to move our hips from side to side like a dancing chair pose. You can slow this movement down if you need, bringing the hands up or keeping them in stillness. And start to forget that you're doing yoga and move around the mat, facing a different direction, smiling, sitting low. And then when you're ready, you get back into your dancing chair pose, maybe stepping off the mat, one leg at a time, until we come back to stillness and release our hands to the heart. Maybe moving the hands, moving the body, feeling that circular rotation, awakening the mobility of the whole body. We come back to stillness, reminding ourselves of drawing inward before moving again. Grateful for the practice, grateful for life, grateful for balance, beauty, and breath.